I wanted to spend just a minute today talking to you about what I think is the biggest untold story of the pandemic. So we know that over 5 million people have died from COVID-19. But when we think about how they died, the majority of those patients either died from lung failure or failure of other organs secondary to lung failure. And the dirty little secret is that we have severely underinvested in understanding how the lungs work, how to help them recover from injury, how to support them through a severe attack like COVID-19. And we are currently paying the price. Even before the pandemic, death from lung failure was actually the third leading cause of death in the world. And yet the majority of patients actually go undiagnosed. And for me, one of the scariest revelations, and if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I've talked about it in other videos, is that we're understanding that pre-existing lung inflammation is not only making people at greater risk of getting COVID-19 and severe COVID-19, but also seems to be present in some of the patients that have been diagnosed with long haul COVID. And I think that the pandemic has actually uncovered the Achilles heel we didn't know we had. I think the prevalence of lung disease, lung inflammation, and lung injury, whatever you want to call it, is likely much, much higher than we ever realized. This is what's causing some people to be more susceptible to COVID-19. We don't understand who has lung disease because it's not been a national priority. We don't screen for it. And we haven't put the investment in place to understand how to treat and support patients. So it is my sincere hope that this pandemic serves as a wake-up call for us. I know that we have put money into vaccines and treatments for COVID-19, and that's great and that's amazing. It should definitely continue, and I'm so excited about the research that's been done. But I think the greatest mistake that we could make right now is to miss the warning signs that globally our lung health was not good before the pandemic. And we need to think a lot harder about how, as a nation, as a society, how we think about lung disease, how we diagnose lung disease, how we screen for it, and put a lot more investment into understanding what causes lungs to become sick and how we can support patients through severe lung illness like COVID-19.